what's interesting to me is, first of all, is it data?
I'm half Russian, half Polish. From the side of my mother, I'm Polish.
Okay.
3 generation. From the side of my father, I'm 5 generation from Ukraine.
Oh, from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Okay.
A small place near Kiev.
Okay. So let's say the Russian generation. How many
5.
5 generations here. What year did they come?
1986.
1886.
Yeah.
And where did they go? Here to this area, to the south,
First
to the north.
They buy a piece of land of almonds.
Almonds.
Almonds, yes, near Nes Ziona. It's called Ekron.
Okay.
Yes, my
I know it.
grandmother, she come for Ekron. Yeah.
Okay. And when did they move up north? Because I know you have land here.
They moved up north of my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
He was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in those days, the Hebrew language was very important too. So we started to teach in Rosh Pina,
Mm-hmm.
Yesod Amala, Metula, and then after the First World War, the Turkish was controlling the Turkish Empire.
Mm-hmm.
When the French came in, he didn't manage with the French, so he ran away from Metula to Tyre.
Okay, so in Lebanon today.
In Lebanon today.
Yep.
And then he left and built Herzliya.
Oh, okay.
He was one of the first settlement people that come to Herzliya.
Okay, but I understood you also have land in Lebanon.
Wow, that's another issue. You shoot me with the issue now. Yeah, there is a piece of land in.
I mean, you bought land. Your family bought land in Lebanon before 1948.
The people in Metula, in those days, the border was, according to Sykes-Picot agreement, the border was different.
Oh.
So when they decided in 48 to put the border, some of the land left in Lebanon.
Hmm.
But they got what we call Kushan. Kushan, it's a certificate of insurance that's by the Turkish that this is your land.
Like a tabu?
Like a tabu, yeah.
Like contract,
yeah. Because
okay.
in those days, they buy it privately. In Israel, there is 8% of the land, they are private land.
Mm-hmm.
And 90% belong to the government, KNF, you know.
Yeah, the Jewish National Fund and the government, yes.
So, but he was a teacher.
So did he ever get compensation for his land?
Huh?
Did he ever get compensation for his land?
No, it's a complicated issue. I prefer to...
No problem. Okay, so the core of the question here is, before 1948, what were the relations between Arabs and Jews here?
First of all, it depends what you call a relations, you know. It depends what year you ask me.
What did they tell you in your family?
It's not what I tell you. Listen, in my family, my father, God bless his soul, he was serving the Palmach, 16, 70 years old. You have to understand, the Palestinian issue didn't start yesterday. It started before 48. So some places it was good relationship, like here. Here, for example, Misgav was established in 1945, and it was a Shia village. Margaliot was a Muslim village. You know,
where is that? Is that
3 kilometers from him?
On the Israeli side or on the
Israeli side?
Okay. Oh, it was a Shiite village.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a good relation. It was no border fence between us and the Lebanese, what's called Lebanese, until 1967.
Really, there was no fence between?
It was a fence that you can walk like this, you know, and it was a piece of stone that marked the border.
Okay.
But the situation here was different. It was a very poor area. South Lebanon is a very poor area here. And it was a good relationship. They come to us, we go for them. Farmerhood, you know, it was different.
So people had relationship. People would go and sell things to each other.
They share technology about farmerhood. We help them more than they can help us. But in Misgav it's a little bit different because we buy the land for our neighbors. We didn't took the land, we buy the land. I can show you a piece of paper that the land belonged to us. Okay. Without politics, you know. We have a piece of paper in 45. It's a British, the land was buying and belonged to us. Yes.
Okay.
It was good relationship, I can say, but the area in the neighborhoods was completely different here. A very small area, small villages, not like today. Today it's growing 1,000 times more. You understand me? It was
The Lebanese side, you mean?
the Lebanese side was a very small community. You know, not a big community. This is the. It used to be, and still now the poor area in all Lebanon. The rich area is in the coast and in the area of Beirut, controlled by the Christian and the Sunni. Here it's a Shia area, and it's a very poor. It was a good relationship, and this relationship was break after 48, of course, and then because it was no border here between us and the Lebanese, after 48, most of the Israeli Arabs, I call them, or Palestinian, I don't know what you want to call them, the easy way to run away, to escape from the war, it was to the area in Lebanon, because there was no border. So they settled down near Beirut in a refugee camp, and they built PLO. And then the problems start. After 67, they start to send units of terrorists to attack here in the West Galilee, especially the places on the border. And then everything starts. Everything starts with the Palestinian in the beginning, then Amal. Amal is, you know what's kind of...
South Lebanese army.
Then Hezbollah, and now Iran. Can show you the flag.
Yes.
In our area, Iran controls here in 282 villages.
Okay.
Metula.
So this is Metula.
Yeah,
So
the
is
first
this
settlement in the Upper Galilee,
okay?
built by Russian farmers.
Okay, and that over there is Raja, which who are
this is Raja.
they're not Shiite, they're Alawi.
Yeah,
Okay,
and they
and
split
they're
for two, half in Israel, half in Lebanon. The border is in the middle. You see the red border. This is the border. Where is the trees? Cut the trees like this.
okay.
Now behind Metula, you see where is the white stuff over there. This is a Hezbollah bunker.
That's Hezbollah bunker.
Yeah, army base. What you call army base. Now you climb up for the hill. You see the first village, El Khiyam.
Okay.
Then you go all the way around. You see two villages go for right and left. You see like a triangle.
Yeah.
This is Bar Jayun and Clea, Christian villages. And you have to understand, Israel, we was settled down over there until the year 2000. This is Kafar Kila. Now you can see the red road. You see the red road over there? See the red road?
I'm trying to
On the
zoom
right
in.
side of
Yep.
the black road. The black road is Lebanon, the normal, and the red road. If you follow the red road, you're going to see a kind of a building with antenna, you know, white building over there. See? It's a huge one, big one.
I think he means this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the good fence, 1978.
I remember
when
that. I
Israel
was there,
involved to
yeah.
Lebanon, what's called Litani operation.
And it was called the Good Fence because they used to
The
let in
good fence
Lebanese
because we
workers
let
every
the
day.
Christian, they get in. They work with our factory in our fields. The kids were studying the same school and high school that our kids were studying. And we built here what's called South Lebanese Army, Major Haddad. It's Christian army that serve Israel, IDF, and South Lebanon, what's called Christian army. The idea was to protect this area, 10 kilometers here, 8 kilometers in the West Galilee, that we protect ourselves for the Palestinian attack in those days. Yasser Arafat, PLO. They used to come from over there, from what's called Beirut area, where is the refugee, and attacked us from this area. It was 80% of this building was not exist. Now, this is called Nebi El Awedi, Kever Hanavi Ovadia, you know, it's called a village. Yeah, you can see there is an army base. This is the Free Lebanese Army used to be supporting by United States, Saudi Arabia. I mean, supporting by weapons, vehicle, food, everything, uniform. Now Saudi Arabia was run away because the situation in the Sunni and the Shia, only United States support them. This is the first time after 2006 that there is an army for Lebanon. By
So
the way,
wait, here this is the United States, and over here is Iran. We're talking a few kilometers away.
Yeah. Not a few kilometers. There is 280 villages controlled by Hezbollah, that they are Shia, controlling by the Iran government. Everything here is Hezbollah. including the Christian. By the way, 4 days ago, they established a new government, in Lebanon. They found General Aoun is going to be a president. He's a Christian. And they found a prime minister first time after 5 years that they have a government. On the left side on the mountain, you see huge, Hariri, he's a
Yeah.
Sunni, and Aoun is a Christian, but he's supporting Assad. It's complicated. On the left side on the mountain, you see huge Jewish village. It's a city. It's called Nabatea, the capital of South Lebanon. And this is Taibe, and over there, this is Tzor. Now you can see the black flag. You can see the black flag
Yep.
represented the Shia. They are now every month what's called a Shura. It's kind of already they hit himself with blood and things like this. So but all this area controlled by the Hezbollah. But I have to tell you something. In the last 10 years, this is the quiet place in all Israel. Only one main accident happened in 2011. They shot on one IR officer here, half kilometer from me. But since then, it's very quiet. The story is very simple. Left side of Nabatea, you see the huge over there city that I told you, all this area. We call it a reservation area. The Hezbollah in the Iranian built bunker. They put here rockets that can launch you for 350 kilometers. But the huge difference between now and 2006. In 2006, we fight against the Hezbollah, that he was a terror Shia organization, and he was not part of the Lebanese society. He was not part of the Lebanese government. Now, after 2006, Nasrallah and the Hezbollah and the Iranian successfully fight against Israel for 33 days, bomb all the north. He go out from the war like the Muslim hero in the Middle East. You understand me? Become a very big. When he go for election, he win the election. And he got now 4 ministers in the Lebanese government. And this is the story. If he will shot even one rocket will hear, it's not going to be a conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. It's going to be a conflict between Israel and the Lebanese government. According to the international law of war, if a country shoot a new rocket, we can react in the same power, because they're going to shoot a civilian. Israel didn't use our Air Force, you know what is our Israeli Air Force, how strong it is, to bomb this area.
Did or didn't?
Did
not. Okay.
They did not use it. We use it only 30, 40, 50, 60 kilometers, including Beirut. They know how much power we have with our Air Force. So the situation here, I can tell you, it's like the situation like it was in the 60s in Cuba when Khrushchev moved the rockets against the United States. Here, very quiet, very tight, because the situation in the war between the Shia and the Sunni in Syria, but it's a very quiet area now.
If you don't believe that these questions and answers are real, come here, join me, we'll go ask together. The most helpful thing that you guys can do with the Ask Project is to come here, rent a car, we'll drive around and we'll ask your question. Any question is allowed.